So you're thinking about moving to Keizer, Oregon, and you want to know a little bit more about the town and what's in and around the area. Well, this is the perfect video today because we're actually staying in the office doing a map tour of the area. So let's get into it right now. Well, if you're new to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living here in Keizer, Oregon or the Salem, Oregon area, make sure to hit that subscribe button or the notification bell so you can be up to date on the current market here in Keizer. My name is Ryan and I'm a real estate agent here in the Salem, Oregon area. And I get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you who are thinking of moving to the Willamette Valley. So whether you need to move in a day, a week, or a year, feel free to give me a call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom call with me. I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Salem, Oregon. And like we mentioned in the intro today, we are doing a map tour of Keizer. So we are gonna hop into Google Maps right now. And I'm just gonna show you around town, show you some of the major areas. I know a lot of you guys, like me, are visual learners and you have to see a map, see it laid out in front of you to really understand where things are in town. So that's why we're doing this today, just to help you get a better understanding of the area. And today we are here on Google Maps looking at Keizer, and as you can tell, it is just this little area on the north side of Salem. A lot of people will attribute Keizer as just another area of Salem. While that's kind of true, it is actually its own city. And if you're a resident of Keizer, you like to say that you are your own thing, not associated with Salem. If you're a resident of this Salem area, you probably just look at it as another section of Salem. So if you want to learn more about Salem, I have a map tour and lots of vlog tours of that area, so feel free to check those out. And if you're looking for more of the surrounding area of Keizer, Salem area, that is also in my Salem map tour. I'm not going to repeat it here just because it's the same area. You're going to have pretty similar commute times when you're going to the Portland area or the Eugene area. So today we are just sticking to the city limits here in Keizer. And like I mentioned earlier, Keizer here is just on the northeast side of Salem. These cities used to be more separated in the past when they were quite a bit smaller, but now as they have grown in size, that farmland between them has shrank. And really, you don't notice as you're going through Keizer into Salem or Salem into Keizer, just because it is just a continuous city at this point. 99E here is going to be your main road that separates Salem and Keizer. So you do notice crossing that just because it is one of the major roads to get off of I-5 into downtown Salem. So that's a great way to commute past Keizer, or if you're trying to get into maybe Verda over here, then that is definitely a great way to get through Keizer or get to a different spot in Keizer. Your main road here on the side is going to be I-5. This is, of course, the main interstate in the Willamette Valley. It goes Portland down to Eugene. I mean, it goes all the way through Washington, all the way down through California, Mexico. But that is the main corridor here, the I-5 corridor, and of course splits right through Salem, right to Keizer. And Keizer has technically two exits. There is the Chemawa Road exit, and then there's this Parkway exit right here. So the Chemawa exit is going to be your main, well, kind of your only Keizer exit, and then this one's the boundary between Salem and Keizer. And then so your other main roads here in Keizer as you go east to west or west to east is going to be Chemawa, and of course your main exit off of I-5. And most people would assume Chemawa would kind of go straight, but actually right here at this intersection, it takes a sharp turn left and then goes all the way through to Keizer Rapids Park down here. Here, I'll get this out of the way. And then Lock Haven is going to take over where Chemawa ends at this intersection, and then that also goes straight through. So both good ways to get east to west here in Keizer. Then north-south, again, you're going to have your Parkway, I-5, not really, because it's not really in Keizer, but other than that, you have Verda, which is right here, but this is mainly residential area through here, and hits this roundabout right here. I mean, Verda goes all the way through, but this roundabout right here, the only and biggest roundabout here in Keizer, there might be, there actually is a tiny one in one of the HOA communities, but other than that, this is like your main and only roundabout. If you're not sure, the Willamette Valley does not have many roundabouts, and so some people don't know how to drive through that one very well. The main road here in Keizer, Oregon, going north to south is going to be River Road, and it goes all the way through Salem. It's River Road because it follows the river, but it goes through Salem, great way to connect to downtown Salem and then goes through the heart of Keizer. And then as it goes through here, it kind of goes off to the right, and then Wheatland Road has a little cutoff over here, and then this is all, of course, residential areas. One cool thing about Keizer, like I mentioned earlier, Salem and Keizer used to be quite a bit smaller, and there's a lot of farmland in and around Keizer. And so Keizer has, in the last 20 years, really developed a lot of new residential areas. But there are just a few holdouts here in Keizer of farms that have not sold yet. I'll switch over to Google Maps satellite view just so you can see here right off of Lock Haven. It's not quite zooming in well, but there is someone right here that is still farming grass seed around their house in the middle of the city. And then there's one right up here, but I think this one has sold recently as a commercial unit. So that one's probably going to go away soon. Who knows how long this particular farm is going to last. A lot of these residential areas used to be farmland. There used to be right here along down here along Craggett Creek. This used to be a sheep farm, which also sold recently, so that's going to get developed into some new apartments. So there used to be a lot of farmland here in Keizer, not much anymore, and now if you're looking for farmland, you do have to go outside of those city limits, and there is instantly, as you cross those city limits, you are back in the fields. And so if you want to go on a walk, definitely some nice spots out here just to get some of that outdoor agricultural area. Back to this view just because it's a little bit cleaner as we zoom around. I did want to show you where the high school here in Keizer is, and that is McNary. Let me just click to it. McNary High School over here. The only high school here in Keizer, again, right off of River Road, but kind of on your way to Keizer Rapids Park. And then, so if you have a high school student age and you're in the Keizer area, that is where they're going to be. Now, if you have elementary school age kids in Keizer, then there are, I think, 7, I can't remember the exact number. So if you are looking to get into a specific elementary school, you will have to try to get into the neighborhoods around these elementary schools because they are location dependent on who goes where. But again, the McNary, anyone in Keizer is going to be going to McNary High School. I skipped the middle schools, not sure why, but there are the 2 middle schools here in Keizer and down here off of the Parkway or 99E, and then one up here off of Chemawa. I did want to show you guys the retail areas here in Keizer, Oregon, and then as you're on Google Maps, the retail areas are the lighter tan color here, not the gray. And so Keizer Station is going to be the bigger, more luxury retail area here. And as you zoom in on that, right off of I-5 and Chemawa, right there, easy access to I-5, gets a lot of people coming through from Salem, from Woodburn, because there's some specific stores that aren't other places. The REI is a popular spot. It's the outdoor recreational store. The only Lowe's, there's no Home Depot in Keizer. There's one right across the Parkway in Salem. There's a Home Depot down there. But then you have quite a few stores in here. I'll zoom in just a little bit closer so you can look at them all. And of course, we're on Google Maps. You have access to this. So if there's something you see that you want to zoom in on a little bit more, just check it out yourself. I love Google Maps for my clients because it helps you really explore the area without spending that gas money to go over there. And just a great resource to be able to switch back between the map view and the satellite view and the topo map view just to see where everything is and what everything looks like. Then this is the Volcano Stadium, which is the baseball team here in Keizer, Salem area. Definitely a great spot if you like baseball. It's no longer part of the MLB series. It's its own independent league, but they have games pretty often. So if you're a baseball fan and you want to check those out, that is where you will be going. So that is that retail area right there, Keizer Station. The other retail space is going to be off of River Road. So basically, as you cross over into Keizer, here I'll outline Keizer, Oregon again. Here, as you cross over into Keizer, River Road is your main retail area. Again, you see the tan color here, but really the whole length of the road has shops on the left and the right, lots of little restaurants, little shops, So down here at the bottom of River Road, just outside of the Keizer area, you have a Fred Meyer. Then you go up, there's a little bowling alley, lots of little restaurants in here. I'm sorry, they keep. But again, along River Road is where you're going to find all these shops. You have a few over here on Cherry Avenue, but there's not too many over there, and most of those are more industrial kind of shops, as you can tell. Car part stores, lots of banks, coffee shops. There's a lot of coffee shops in Keizer and Salem area. We're kind of very particular on our coffee. Keizer also has a Safeway. So besides that Fred Meyer, there's the Safeway, and there's some convenience stores, and then there is a Wearmart, which is just a small version of a Winco. Same store, it just doesn't have the bakery and quite as much selection as your typical Winco. So those are your two main grocery stores here in Keizer, besides the Target, which is in Keizer Station. But again, that is your main road going here up and down through Keizer. And then once you get past this point, you have the McNary Golf Club, and up here, you're back into pretty much just residential areas. And then let's just look at some of the things to do here in Keizer. We already mentioned the Volcano Stadium over here, and then we have McNary Golf Club, a private golf club here. Also a very nice residential HOA. So if you're looking for one of the more exclusive, nicer areas to live here in Keizer, this is where you're going to be looking for a house. If you don't like HOAs, stay away from it. But if you're looking for one of the nicer communities here in Keizer, McNary Estates is that one. And then right behind McNary Golf Club, you actually have a public golf driving range, which is right here, Willow Lake Golf Center. So if you're not wanting to be part of the members only club, you can join, or you don't have to join. You can just stop by the Willow Lake Golf Club, and hit some balls on the range down there. But besides those, there is just a lot of outdoor activities and parks here in Keizer. There is a softball Little League park, or Little League park, baseball and softball, I believe, right here. Quite a few different diamonds there, so you can join the Little League park, or if Little League's not there, you can go just have a game there. Claggett Creek runs through Keizer here, and there's quite a few little parks and trails along it, and so that is a good place. Again, usually these are just little neighborhood parks, so nothing crazy, but they'll have a field that's maintained. And I think this Northridge Park, this Claggett Creek Park also has another baseball diamond. My family has actually gone there just to play softball in the afternoon once for a family get-together. The main park here in Keizer is going to be Keizer Rapids, again here at the end of Chemawa. Again, as you can tell, a very large park, has lots to do there, lots of just hiking trails. I will turn on again this right here. Hiking trails, this is a really cool kids playground right here. I think one of the best in the area, I think it's bigger than any of the ones in Salem, has a really cool structure there. 3 sand volleyball courts right next to each other, first come, first serve. And then there is a good off-leash dog park right here. Keizer Fest will happen here in these fields around the area. So if you're going to Keizer Fest, that's where they usually set up some tents. There's a nice outdoor amphitheater with events every once in a while. And I've seen people rent it out for bigger events also. And then here is a boat dock onto the Willamette River. And then this also over here is Keizer Rapids Park. And as you can tell, there's a disc golf course, which happens up in this area, which is nice because it's away from everything else. So if you're walking through this rest of the park, don't have to worry about getting hit in the head by a random frisbee going out everywhere. Again, you can walk through all of this. So it is a really nice park here in Keizer. And then as you go over, there's also this lake right here, which is an old quarry, which is now abandoned and just filled up. And then around it is a nice residential area. And this is also an HOA, a pretty small one. I think it's actually 2 different HOAs. But there is a nice walking trail all the way around this. This is called Stratt Lake. Usually it's just the residents of the areas around here, but if you wanted to, you could join. As you can see, this little roundabout, which is a residential roundabout, not a high traffic one. There's a little pathway to connect, so you could park in one of the businesses around here if you wanted to walk around Stratt Lake. We're almost done here with our Keizer tour. I just wanted to point out some community events. Keizer has quite a few different parades, and those usually go along River Road down here in this area, usually I think south of Chemawa. I'm not actually sure the start and stop points. I know I've sat down here close to the Dearborn and off of Sunset to get a view of the parade. I'm not exactly sure the start and stop points of those, but yeah, definitely going down River Road for the parades here in Keizer. And they had one associated with Keizer Fest, and they also have one in the winter for the Keizer Lights. And then the Keizer Lights neighborhood, if you've heard of that, is the Miracle of Lights display. And that is just this residential here around the Gooseberry Elementary, Gooseberry neighborhood. A lot of these people over here put up nice lights in their neighborhood. And so that usually starts right here at the corner of Lock Haven and 14th. And then there will be signs guiding you through this neighborhood just so traffic doesn't get too bad. And so I did want to warn you about that just in case you didn't know about it. So if you are really festive and it sounds like fun to you to put up lights on your house and have a parade of people going past, this could be a great neighborhood for you to move into. Or if you really don't want to have to deal with it, it's definitely not required. A lot of the houses don't have any lights, but it's just a higher concentration of people that do. So if it's something that you don't want to deal with maybe a little bit extra traffic on a few nights in the winter, maybe you might want to avoid this Gooseberry neighborhood. And then one last thing, just a fun thing to do here in Keizer is the Willamette River obviously flows through here. And if you're up for floating the Willamette River, I see quite a few people going down it in kayaks. You can also do jet boats or rotor boats going up and down. Definitely see people skiing, wakeboarding, or driving jet skis up and down the river. So Keizer Rapids Park obviously has one boat launch, and another boat launch is here out of West Salem, the Walls Marine boat launch. This is a pretty good float to go from West Salem to Keizer Rapids Park, and quite a few people do it. Some people don't like swimming in the Willamette River. I mean, it's a river, so you know it's not super clean because it's not a really fast-moving river. But to each their own. Well, that is a good summary here of what we have to offer in Keizer, Oregon. And I hope you found some of this information useful and maybe a little bit different of a layout so you can really get your mind about where things are and what Keizer, Oregon is all about. If you want to see more of a walk around the town, I have a vlog video about Keizer, Oregon that's already out, and check that one out, and where we look at a few houses and are a little bit more feet on the ground in that video. But for now, that is a good summary of Keizer, and so we're going to end the video here. Of course, if you have any questions or you want to talk a little bit more about moving to the greater Salem, Oregon area, feel free to give me a call, text, or an email. I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move to Salem, Oregon. But for now, I hope to see you around town.